Hey loves, in this video I'll be showing you how to make Tom Brown cereal. Tom Brown is a supplementary food powder made from the blends of whole grains, legumes, nuts and seafood that enriches and nourishes the body. If you're a mother looking for a healthy formula for your baby, then Tom Brown is a perfect choice as it is perfect for weaning children and also contains essential nutrients for growth and development. Adults can also consume it as it is not only for children, it is suitable for all ages including the elderly because it has a whole bunch of nutritional benefits. Well, we'll be talking about some of these benefits as we proceed. Do watch this video to the end to see how I make this nutritious Tom Brown cereal. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Alright y'all, let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. My name is Etel Wogo. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead to hit that subscribe button and also turn on the bell notification so you don't miss my future uploads. Please pardon me, I'm making this video really late at night, so my environment is not that bright. Anyways, I'll be starting off with soya beans. Soya beans is a potent source of plant-based protein and a decent source of both carbs and fats. They are a rich source of various vitamins, minerals that are beneficial to one's health. As you can see right now, it has a lot of dirt inside, so I'm just going to go ahead to pick them off camera and come back to show you what to do next. So after picking it, I just went ahead to rinse it twice off camera, and now I'm going to be soaking it in water overnight. This will help the skin come off easily the next morning. You can actually replace these soya beans with irregular white beans or brown beans. It's still fine, but I just prefer using soya beans to make my Tom Brown. So after submerging it in water like this, I'm just going to cover it and let it sit overnight, and the next morning I'll show you how it looks like. So this is the next morning, and as you can see right now, it has doubled in size and is quite soft and easy to take off the skin. This is just me showing you how easy it is to the skin. Anyways, there are other methods of doing this. Feel free to share yours in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead to proceed to take the rest of them off camera. I'll also be making use of some unripe plantains for this Tom Brown. Plantains are a rich source of antioxidants and vitamins. They contain a high amount of potassium which help regulate blood pressure and reduce the risk of stroke. They are a good source of fiber which appears to lower the risk of developing constipation. So I just went ahead to slice it up into bite sizes like you're seeing right now. This is to speed up the drying time. I'm just going to place this under the sun to dry until it's crispy. And the next ingredient I'll be adding to this Tom Brown is millet. You really don't want to skip this in your Tom Brown because millets are gluten-free grains that are rich in antioxidants, soluble fiber and protein. They help lower cholesterol and blood sugar levels and also aid digestion. So I'm just going to proceed to washing this. Please make sure to wash all the ingredients you're using to make this Tom Brown because believe me, they are so dirty. I'll be washing mine a couple of times until the water runs clear. Meanwhile, add some extra quantity to whatever measurement you're using for this millet because while washing it, you'll lose a good amount of it. After washing this a few times, this is how clean it is. I'm not going to be transferring this into a tray and placing it under the sun to dry. Meanwhile, I'll be adding dates to this Tom Brown, but I don't have it at the moment. I'll get it when I get to the market to grind them. But this is the amount of sand I found inside. So I'm just going to pour this away in order not to get sand into my Tom Brown. And the next ingredient I'll be using to make this Tom Brown is Guinea corn, or you can also call it sorghum. Guinea corn contains about the same and sometimes more proteins than any other grains and a good source of energy. It also contains a good source of carbohydrates and fiber which improve bowel function and also rich in iron and vitamins. I'll also be washing this thoroughly for a couple of times until the water runs clear. Okay, so after washing it a couple of times, this is how clean it is. I'll now transfer it to a tray and place it under the sun to dry. And the next grain we have here is corn. I'm using the yellow corn, but you can also use the white one, but I prefer using this yellow corn because it contains slightly more nutritional value than the white one, because the pigment that makes yellow corn, beta carotene, turns into vitamin A when digested. Yellow corn helps promote eye health. It is also a source of many vitamins and minerals. It serves as a major source of carbohydrates and energy in this Tom brown. So as usual, I'm also going to be washing this thoroughly for a couple of times until water runs clear. So after thoroughly washing this is how clean it is. I'll now transfer it to this sieve and place it under the sun to dry. I'll also be making use of peanuts for this Tom brown. You can also call this groundnut. Groundnuts are a great source of omega-3 fatty acid. It contains vitamin B3, E and folate, which help boost the memory and also allow the brain to function well. And as usual, I'll also rinse this, but I'll be doing this just once. So after rinsing, I'll transfer it to this sieve and allow it to dry completely. I'll also be adding dried prawns to this Tom brown. Prawns are a great source of high quality protein and provide some of the most important vitamins and minerals that make up a healthy diet. They also contain a significant amount of iron, mineral that is essential for the body to effectively distribute oxygen. I also rinse these prawns and transfer to a strainer and place it under the sun to dry. Okay y'all, so this is a few hours later and I'm done taking off the skin of the soya beans. I just transferred it to this tray and I'll be drying it under the sun as well. I'm making quite a big batch of this Tom brown, hence I'm using a lot of things to dry these soya beans. Here's another batch of the soya beans. So I'm just going to let all the ingredients dry completely before I proceed to the next step, which is frying. After about a few hours of drying all these ingredients, right now they are completely dried and it's time to fry them. Frying all your ingredients is really important because it's going to improve the flavor, and how that happens is that while toasting them or frying them, the ingredients are going to release their own oils and flavors, and that way it's going to enhance the taste of the Tom brown. And another reason why you should consider frying it is because it's going to make it last longer, since we will not be adding any preservative to this. Okay, as for the prawns, I won't be frying them, and also the plantains as well, I won't be frying them because they are completely perfect the way they are. The plantain is super dried and crispy that I can even break them with my fingers. The soya beans is not completely dried yet, so I'm just going to proceed to frying the rest of the ingredients while it's still under the sun drying. So I'll be frying this locally because I'm making a big batch of it. Here's the pot which I'll be using to fry this. I'm starting off with the yellow corn. I'm just going to fry this for a few minutes or until it's a bit brown but not burnt. You want to make sure you're stirring this consistently so it doesn't start popping. As you can see right now, I'm toasting just the corn. I'll be toasting all my ingredients differently because these ingredients, they have their different toasting time, so don't just pour everything together. After frying this for a few minutes, this is how it's looking. It's ready at this point, so I'm just going to take it off and allow it to cool down completely while frying the rest of the ingredients. I'll now proceed to frying this millet. I'll also be frying this for a few minutes until it's a bit brown in color. As the name of this meal implies, you have to fry all your ingredients until they turn brown. I guess that's where the name Tom brown came from. I'm just joking. After about a few minutes of frying this is how it looks, and it's ready at this point, so I'm just going to take it off and allow it to cool down completely as well. I'll now start frying the Guinea corn. I also fry this for about a few minutes or until it's a bit brown. A few minutes later, this is how it looks. So I'm just going to take it off the pot and let it cool down in this tray. And now I'm going to be frying this groundnut or peanut. I'm also going to fry this until it's brown as well, and this will take a few minutes. After about a few minutes of frying this is how it's looking. It's ready at this point, so I'm just going to take it off the pot. And for this groundnut, when it gets cold, I'm just going to wrap it up in a plastic bag so air doesn't get into it. You know how groundnut is when it's being exposed to air. You really don't want that. And lastly, in goes my soya beans. It's not completely dried at this point, but it's still going to get dried in the pot. So I'll be frying this for a few minutes until it's a bit brown. And after about a few minutes of frying the soya beans, this is how it's looking. This is just how I want it, so perfect. So I'll now take it off the pot and let it cool down in this tray as well. And here comes the fun part. This is my favorite part of making Tom Brown. Few hours later, all the ingredients are completely cold. So I'm now going to start mixing them up together. Okay, I already have my yellow corn, soya beans and Guinea corn in this basin, and right now I'm just pouring in my millet, and in goes my groundnut. I didn't take off the skin, as you can see. I like it that way. You can take yours off, it's completely fine and optional. And right now I'm going to be adding my crispy plantains. This Tom Brown is so rich because it has a whole bunch of stuffs inside. Tell me why your baby will not grow healthy after taking this. Meanwhile, Tom Brown is not just for babies, it's also for adults. Adults can take this as well because it contains a whole bunch of nutrients beneficial for our health and also our body. This is like my favorite cereal. After pouring in all my ingredients, I'll now mix it up together just like this. Well, I haven't added my last ingredient, which is dates. I'll just get it at the market and add to it when I get there to grind it. And this is the content of my Tom Brown cereal. We have here 7 nutritious ingredients, including the dates, which I'll be adding later. The dates we add as a sweetener, which means you don't have to add sugar to it, but you can intensify the sweetness with honey if the quantity of the dates you're using is not enough. And this is what we have here, loaded with nutrients that are good for both children and adults. You should really incorporate Tom Brown cereal into your meal plan. You will definitely love it. So I just went ahead to transfer this into this 20 liters bucket, and now I'll be heading towards the market to go and grind this. I'm right here at the market and I want to get dates. So this is one Aboki's shop. Okay, you will not believe that this thing is so expensive. Like, this cup right here costs 1,000 naira. Jesus, I cannot just believe this. So this is the quantity of dates I got. Well, since I'm already at the market and there's no place to wash this, besides I don't even think you can wash this and use it for Tom Brown, so I'm just going to use this serviette which I came along with to clean it. And after cleaning, I just went ahead to break it and take off the seed from the dates. The seed of this date is really tough and you cannot grind it. If you'll be grinding or blending this at home with your blender, please remove this seed because it will damage your blender blades. And I just poured in the dates into this mixture and I'll give it a thorough mix and then they'll start grinding it. This is the engine they used to grind this Tom Brown. I'm making this video actually after I was done grinding it because this thing can make your ears hurt. I couldn't just do a video because it was too loud for me. After they were done grinding this into powder, they gave me this bowl to pour it inside because it was very hot and you can't pack up this to leave. So I just allowed it to cool down a bit for about an hour. And then I transferred it back into my bucket and came home. When I got home, I just poured it into my basin and allowed it to cool down completely. Meanwhile, if you'll be blending this or grinding this at home, you want to blend this until you get a very fine, smooth powder. You might want to blend this a number of times to achieve this smooth texture. I love my Tom Brown smooth and not chunky. And guys, our nutritious Tom Brown cereal is ready. Mine is actually for sale and also for personal consumption. That's why it's in this much quantity, but you can also make this quantity and store up tightly for months. So I just went ahead to package this for my customer. I didn't even realize I've run out of sticker for this bucket size, so I just used a different size for this 4 liter bucket. Anyways, these are some of the pictures from the previous orders I had. I have this available in different sizes for sale. Feel free to chat me up if you want to get this from me, or better still, make yours at home. I just shared my recipe with you. I'm gonna cover this up tightly so it doesn't go bad, and I still have some quantity left for me to enjoy and also for sale as well. I'll upload another video of how to prepare this for consumption soon. This video is already too long, so I don't want to add it here. And now you know how to prepare Tom Brown cereal. Please go make some for yourself. Alright y'all, this is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video to this point. If you like it, please do give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't, so you don't miss my future uploads. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.